And yes, is LSU going to be a pretty substantial favorite against BYU in week one? Yes. Is it going to be a walkover? No, in no such way. BYU will come and they'll be prepared. And Arden Key would have been a huge factor, not discounting that he's not going to play, but it's up in the air against a passing attack that's pretty formidable against a quarterback that 2 years ago stepped on the field for the first time right off a Mormon mission and beat Nebraska on the road and threw 23 touchdown passes as a freshman. So BYU's capable, and it will be a game I would anticipate at least for 3 quarters.
Mark, about BYU, what's interesting, BYU lost 4 games last year by a combined 8 points. And you mentioned the Mormon mission. So many of those guys are, because they've done their LDS mission, are 23, 24, 25 years old. LSU is a very young football team. Just biologically, they're young. They're going to play a lot of first and second year guys that are 18, 19, 20 years old. So physically, look, LSU has more talent, more star athletes and all that stuff. But BYU plays teams close. They did a year ago, and they're going to be a veteran team this year. I would see that line at 13.5 because I think that's going to be a really competitive game.
Yeah, I don't want to take us off the beaten path, but BYU always plays one of the more interesting schedules in college football because they're not Notre Dame and they don't play in a conference, so they're front-loaded. Their first 5 or 6 games are as tough as anybody in college football. Then they are just kind of pulling off the scraps, trying to find somebody to play later in the season when everybody else is playing conference games. So to your point, last year, it was Arizona, Utah, UCLA, West Virginia, Michigan State, Mississippi State, Boise State out of the gate. They play some competition. Then they kind of ease up late in the season when they're looking for somebody to play and usually get their 8 or 9 wins to get to postseason play. So should be interesting in Houston in week 1.